That was for nobody. No, I mean, we are getting like okay downloads on the audio, but nobody is watching the videos.
Super deflating to tell me right when we started.
No, man, the podcast is getting listens.
Like, I brought the energy there with you.
Well, I did it too.
Immediately.
And then I just realized that I had just been looking at the YouTube and seeing like truly like 0 views on the last 3 video versions.
Not even like, no, we're not even checking it out.
No. I mean, there were a few there that were getting like 15 views.
Nice.
But no, I still feel like we get a good handful of audio downloads.
It's probably just like all our enemies out in the world though, trying to check in on us. Though, not like people who actually want to watch.
Make sure we're still,
miserable,
just awful, stupid losers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
forced to talk about Star Wars and some hellscape. Sorry, going just like sort of imagining the life in the box you've trapped me in. How much can a human grow in a cage? And how long can a human be in a cage until they're not considered human anymore is sort of my question towards the end game of this experiment of yours.
Those are pretty challenging questions. My kind of thought is like, that part of the SpongeBob theme song where he puffs up all big.
I'm more an audio listener to that, just like sort of our
to SpongeBob.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. To the theme song, I'd say.
Wow. Okay, so there's him in his underwear right here.
Okay.
So
I did not realize that was what you were like getting ready to show me. That I didn't have that in my memory. It ruined so much what you were gonna say. Okay, go on.
No. I just imagine like how long can a human survive in a cage?
Yeah, either.
I imagine, if you keep feeding them, it'll look like that, but I can even see like the bars of the cage like pressing in, so it's just kind of like this fat blob that has turned into like a cube of human meat in the shape of the cage.
Wow. And then imagine like taking away the cage after they've sort of formed that shape. Like, oh, that's such a scary thing to picture.
Totally. They got like weird indents all over them. Eventually it would probably like flatten out a little bit, but
it would like be melting almost. Gross. I also think it would be super like bruised and purple within those indentations. So it would just be like a trippy sight in general.
For sure. Would their leg be like pushed up against the side of their body?
About
stuff like that.
What happened to their limbs?
Yeah.
Just like disintegrated under the weight of them.
Oh man, like fused into the skin and stuff. Dude, that would be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
So
that's sort of like
what's happening to you. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing to you.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry it's so miserable for you, but I actually quite liked the episodes we're here to talk about today. This is episode 51 of the Beggars Canyon Boys, by the way.
Wow.
And
that was so cool how you did that. Episode 51, by the way. Get like so casual, looking off even as you said it. Like, I don't give a damn about what I'm doing right now, but you secretly do.
Yeah, but I just kind of like put on this air of like, it's all good. Like,
that's cool. That's what a host needs to do.
Yeah, well, feel like I figure we turn a new corner after episode 50. I'm bringing the host juice. Now.
And I just want to say I noticed.
Well, thank you. I'm joined as always by a very special guest.
Oh, ouch! Hurts more than you think.
I really appreciate you joining me today, man.
For 51 consecutive episodes. Yeah. Should just do one without me and be like, yeah, the guest couldn't make it today.
Just talk to myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're talking about the last 5 episodes of season 3 of the Clone Wars animated series.
Oh man, my heart dropped a little bit thinking like we're like getting close to being done.
We're like halfway done.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe that's I just felt scary like thinking, oh, we're gonna go into season 4, episode 1.
Yeah, I know. Season 4, that's when you're deep into a show by season 4. But these are solid. We have two arcs here, the Citadel and the Trandoshan Hunter's Most Dangerous Game. arc.
Except way like meaner in spirit because it's like with children. It's like if the most dangerous game was like, let's do it with kids.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. But yeah, it's so funny because they specify they're like, well, we want to hunt Jedi, but like adult Jedi are too hard to capture, so like, we'll just do it with kids.
Cravens.
And they keep that's such the weird thing about like the pride of the hunt or whatever. They're like, well, we want it to be hard, but not like that hard.
Yeah. Also, our guns only work like when we hold them. So like if you got one of our guns, like you can't shoot us anyway.
Yeah. So just pretending that it's like some noble thing, which is cool actually. I think it's probably more realistic.
I like that they like they're somewhat caricatures, but they had like little aspects to them that characterized them further than that, I think, too.
Yeah. I mean it's been done in a lot of things, but I do find the moment where the one Trandoshan is killed and his dad gets all insane, like, you killed my son, but like just being such a hypocrite of like, yeah, in the context of we're all hunting and trying to kill you, but he still like, doesn't think of it that way or
Hey,
whatever.
that's his
like,
son, regardless.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought that was pretty good.
Me too. That's the moment. That's specifically the moment I was thinking when
really?
I said that.
Okay.
Even, yeah.
I like their little like room that they do the ritual or getting hyped up moment in with all the skins and heads.
Oh,
of
the Wookiee
different
heads.
Yeah, it was like Wookiee pelts, like their faces with no eyes, just kind of like drooping, hanging over something.
Pretty scary, actually.
Yeah.
Also, I guess if we're just gonna talk about these episodes, Khalifa.
Mm-hmm.
She's got such a scary design.
Yeah,
I think
weird.
For a character that like we're introduced to, and it's like, okay, this is supposed to be like a good character, like who is benevolent on our side, inspires Ahsoka a bit, and vice versa. But like to me, I was like, it's such an interesting choice to make the design so scary and like
just ugly.
Yeah.
I know.
But I was like, I guess they're like maybe trying to hit the hammer again on like, oh, look at like what happens in war. Like maybe you could have imagined this her like once being like Ahsoka, and look how far like this person's fallen because of her like the survival she has to endure.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely could see that, but I feel like it's more in just like the way that her species looks rather than like
maybe
any
I don't know.
like war tornness or whatever.
I don't know her species. Are they from like other stuff?
Not that I mean, I'm sure they are, but it doesn't ring a bell for me. But I don't know. I mean, maybe. Yeah, I kind of go back and forth on like, well, it's Star Wars. It's very much like, yes, the good guys are all like attractive and nice, and the bad guys are all like ugly and gross.
Yeah.
And that's in a million things, not just Star Wars, but like, I guess you could be like, oh, well, but they're not going for that thing that other things go for, where like it's an ugly, scary monster, but actually it's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Like it's not doing that, but.
And usually in those instances, I would say like media, even when it tries to like kind of be cool or like work its way around that, it'll be like, no, that ugly character actually looks sick. Like we think that character looks cool, so they're still like really visually appealing. Whereas this character, I think, is not visually appealing.
No, for sure. I guess, not every woman in media can be your buxom bombshell pinup girl that you're looking for, Ryan. They're not all there for you to ogle at.
They're
just people.
You're right.
Just like the men, okay?
And I've done this every episode since number one.
I know. And, honestly, you're lucky I keep inviting you back on.
I just think Princess Leia work Ghana.
Oh, yeah.
Has the moves. I miss her.
Yeah, me too. Well, we'll see her again.
Yay!
Yeah. Okay, but we can talk about those episodes in a bit. But let's start with the Citadel, a 3-episode arc.
Let me sit and tell about the Citadel.
Yeah, they got a Jedi captured by the name of Avon Pale. He's friends with Captain Tarkin. What are the little dog things called?
Anubises, right?
Yeah. They're barking.
Whoa!
Um,
By the way, so cool to see Tarkin in this episode.
yeah, yeah. Weak death for Evan Peel, though, I think.
How did he die again? I was trying to remember. I was like, okay, I know Echo got shot by the like turret, and I was like, how did Peel die?
The ship like exploded with Echo like on it.
With Peel, you mean?
No. Like Echo was like standing in front of a ship, and then the turret like blew up a ship behind. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty quick. He's fighting droids, and then like an Anubis like catches him off guard and just bites him, or the other way around. I don't really remember.
He bites the Anubis?
No. Or he's fighting the Anubis and a droid shoots him when he's not paying attention. But I'm like, man, he's supposed to be like one of the best like fighters of the Jedi.
Yeah, he should have been moving like Yoda, right?
Yeah. If anything, Yoda shouldn't be moving like that, and even Peel is the character we can have doing all those crazy flips and things.
Mm-hmm. Take this, you little Anubis. Like a Russian guy.
Yeah. Yeah, like French or like Russian, like some kind of like halfway like Eastern European guy. Yeah. It's funny. And then like Hondo Onaka is like Moroccan or something. Like
I get like a little Latin vibe from him too sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of like Puss in Boots.
Yeah, I see that. That's a good comp for sure. So yeah, he's the Citadel. It's just like a crazy separatist prison. They got Evan Peel and Tarkin holed up in there, and both of them know half the codes to some galactic spaceway that's strategically important.
Smart. It could turn the tides of the war.
Yeah, I mean, how many fucking times have we seen something where it's like, this could turn the tides of the war?
Although this one was like a little more interesting to me because, especially like with the way it ends and the like Chancellor Palpatine stuff.
Yep.
Because I was like, oh, does this have more significance? Will this be followed up on, or is that just sort of like a throwaway line to show us like, look how the tendrils of Palpatine are already wrapped around everything?
Yeah, it doesn't come back up in my memory, but it might. I don't believe so, but I did think that was cool that they had that weird thing of like, well, I'm only going to tell this to Yoda. Well, yeah. I'm only going to tell mine to Palpatine. And then Yoda's like, okay, I'll go freaking talk to him. Like,
yeah, I guess Yoda just resolves it and they get the info. But I was like, oh, maybe Palpatine like said to do that because he really doesn't want the Jedi Council to have this info. So they'll find some reason not to give it or whatnot. But okay, I guess that doesn't happen. Can't always predict these stories.
I mean, that's just my memory as well. It may come up again. I don't remember. TBH. But generally, this is just kind of like a fun Prison Break series of episodes. Some good like character stuff and good action, really. Like just cool action. The commando droids are cool. The prison itself is cool. I like the part where all the vents are closing while they're climbing up the ventilation shafts and it cuts a clone trooper in half. Like, that was pretty fun.
That's pretty brutal watching it be like, I can't. Like the two guys, one guy's like trying to pull him up and then it just shuts. I was like, man, there were some clones getting wrecked in these episodes. Doesn't one like also fall off when they're trying to scale like the side or something?
Yeah, with like all the electro mines all over it. Yeah, he falls and sets them off.
Also, I love the fact that like the spy droid or like security droid or whatever, like that catches them and it starts like beeping and trying to wear away, and like it looks like they stop it before it like gets to wherever it needs to report. And I was like, that's kind of dumb if like it's a droid, a piece of technology, and it can't just like send out a signal.
Right.
But then it does.
Yeah.
So okay, yeah.
They were just like get it as quickly as possible, I guess, but the damage is already done.
Yeah.
But yeah, probe droid. That's what you're looking for.
Sorry. Jail droid. Big house droid.
Yeah. Clink droid.
Some scary droids in this episode.
Uh-huh. For sure. I mean, we got the torturer guy. But Evan Peel don't break. But they're like, say goodbye to your other eye. Right before he gets rescued.
don't they realize it's a war and they're willing to die for that information? I think he says that to the really funny like jail leader who talks like this kind of.
Yeah, I read that that's James Arnold Taylor doing the voice for him, who does Obi-Wan and a bunch of characters. Sobek is that guy's name. I couldn't think of it. I had to look it up. But he said it's like a blend of like Christopher Walken and Al Pacino that he's doing.
Okay. Hoo-ha.
Yeah. Wah!
It was such a strange like little voice. I do like it though. I thought it was a kind of a fun choice.
Yeah, he's like a fun enough villain. He doesn't really do anything too special, I don't think, but he's mostly there just to have like Count Dooku keep getting mad at him and stuff.
Yeah, never have an unexpected call of Dooku ready for me again.
Yeah. You're avoiding my calls because I wanted to surprise you with good news.
He does shoot a clone trooper point blank in the face and kill him. So
yes, that's true. Yeah, when they were captured for a second, he just executes that guy. Yeah,
that's like such a weird little moment of the episode too, because to me it's like he does that and it's like, oh my god, that's really severe. Like that is such a brutal act you just committed in front of everyone here. And he seems like he's going to go down the line and continue doing it. But then there's some distraction and he's like, okay. And he like just puts the gun down and it moves on with the episode.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know. Like nobody's really too upset about the execution that happened. Clones are dying like crazy in this one. And it's really funny because I'm pretty sure they go in. It's like Cody, Rex, Fives and Echo, and a couple other guys. And the couple other guys seem to be like dying and respawning throughout the whole like series of episodes. And then after they rescue Tarkin and all those like ununiformed clones, it feels like there's maybe 4 or 5 of them, and like one of them will get killed or 2 of them die, and then the next scene there's like 4 of them again.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh well, they're just gonna keep dying over and over again. And I think by the end of it, the only people that survive are the named characters, minus Echo, of course.
Yeah, pretty rough day for the clones. That was not a mission you want to go on.
It's like, it's cool though, like a little small strike team to infiltrate a prison. Like, I like it.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it. The way they infiltrate is like really cool and inventive within the Star Wars universe for me.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Getting Frozen and Carbonite to go in, and it's just so fun to see because we obviously, it's like one of those little things where you can ring a bell from the original movies, but not really it be like too cheesy or silly or anything like that. Like when they're getting out of the carbonite and they are experiencing like the slightest symptoms of having been in there for a little bit, it's like, I don't know, that was cool for me. I was like, oh, they're a little disoriented. Like it kind of amplifies like how Han Solo must have felt for me when he was like in it for so long.
For like a year.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed that a lot too. And this doesn't really matter because I guess they never hit this for sure in Empire Strikes Back, but I always kind of like had it in my head that because it's Vader doing that and it was Anakin's idea to do it. Like,
so he like kind of paraded.
So he's like, yes, I think about carbon freezing a lot or something. Yeah. Where it's like, oh, well, let me go back to this.
It's because he remembers this moment.
Yeah. But in my head in Empire, they were testing that technology for the first time. Yeah. And Han Solo was the test subject, and they were like all worried about, like, Boba Fett's all worried that he's gonna die when it happens, and Darth Vader's like, hey, if he dies, we'll compensate you, so don't worry. We need to test this so that I can see if it's gonna work for Luke, so I can do it to Luke to bring him to the Emperor. So I always thought it was like a new thing that they weren't really sure if it was going to work. Like they'd never done it on a living thing before or something like that. But
I can be like the fan that fills in the plot gaps for you there, because I guess it would be like that was just there. They weren't sure there, because it'd be like if you and I tried to build a guillotine right now, like obviously a guillotine is perfect for committing executions. We know it works. It's a tried and true method, but the craftsmanship that goes into it, the skill that goes into making one. Maybe we don't have the right parts. We're not. It's our first time doing it, so maybe Vader, the tinkerer that he was, just put one together for the first time. He's like, not quite sure it's gonna work. So he's like, I might kill him.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Not all carbonite freezing chambers are made the same.
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
could
he
buy
ordered
that.
like a Timu one or something. He put
Yeah.
it together. He's like,
Just like a build model kit. Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. But he's got Ugnaughts working for him both times. We got a nice little Clone Wars style Ugnaught pulling the levers in this one.
Okay, I did not see one back
The
there.
little pig guys.
Yeah.
And has a name too, this Ugnaught. Okay, when I was like looking up these episodes behind the scenes info and stuff, it said his name, and I was like, what, does he have other appearances or something? And I clicked on his little Wikipedia bio, and it's like,
Huge.
nope,
No.
just this.
I
So
wonder-
why is he named?
I was gonna say, I wonder if they released like some, like that Marvel Encyclopedia we talked about
Yes,
before. I wonder
yes.
if they did something like that with their Clone Wars like files. And
For
whatnot.
sure they do. Yep, they actually have like 1 billion of those, so
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's from something like that.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, the carbonite freezing thing, I don't care enough about like, wait a minute, I thought whatever for it to totally bump me. I still think it's cool to like get past the life sign readings. Yeah, there's also a whole subplot of R2D2 and his reprogrammed battle droids.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, I think so. And they are like willing to die for him, and they when they're about to like go down that cliff, and Anakin's like, all right, R2, you got to just have your guys hold him off as long as possible, and they're like, it's been a pleasure serving with you, sir. That was fun.
Yeah, man, those droids are like, they're so much the idea of just like what you put on them, because I
Mhm.
feel like we've seen them be so goofy as villains. We've seen them here as like kind of comrades,
Mhm.
and then when you see them from like kind of just a like civilian or third party perspective, they're terrifying.
Yeah, totally. In like a big marching block of them coming down
Yeah.
the street or
Plus,
whatever.
they just kill with like no remorse.
Yeah,
too. Like
yeah.
if you're not a Jedi, if there's not a Jedi around, they're not quipping.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, if they're not really scary to a Jedi, but like to a civilian, they would be very scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think even there's a moment when like there's a bunch of battle droids that are just shooting, and it's when they're in the fuel line and they have to get out, which is also super cool.
Oh,
by the
that
way.
was cool. Yeah.
And Tarkin sort of is like, but there could be like a ton of battle droids out there. When he said that, I was like, oh yeah, I guess like he is just a guy. So
Yeah.
like a ton of battle droids to him is just like a ton of people with guns.
Yeah.
So
for
you're
sure.
not like hopping your way out of that.
Yeah. Anakin's like, well, that's no problem. We deal with battle droids all the time. He's like, okay, well, I'm not.
Yeah.
So
I need a ship.
yeah, that's a good point. And Tarkin almost does get like executed by Sobek or whatever.
That'd be
in this one,
crazy.
too. Ahsoka. Okay, so yeah, there's great action and big like set pieces and stuff in this one, which is all really fun. But to me, like on the character side of things, like we got some interesting stuff going on with Anakin and Tarkin meeting each other.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, yeah, I love all that stuff.
That is really cool, and I wish there was even more of it, of like push and pull between like Tarkin's methods and Obi-Wan's methods or whatever, and
Yeah.
Anakin kind of not being sure who to like listen to, I guess. Or, Tarkin being like, ooh, Anakin, I like your approach to things. Which they do that, but it didn't quite land for me for some reason. Like, I could see what they were going for, and I really liked that, but it didn't feel totally, like, played out the way it should be, I guess.
Maybe I
don't know.
can make it better for you, but also maybe I'm thinking that there's like much more of it coming later on, and maybe there isn't. But to me, I was like, oh, I really, really like this moment, because at first, like when Anakin and Tarkin are talking, it's almost like two people trying to get on the same page, see if they do have the same political views, but they're sort of skirting around it at first.
Yeah.
And then like as they slowly confirm with each other, like, okay, yeah, we do think like the Jedi should be like a little more aggressive in their war tactics and like all this stuff is kind of stuff that we should be emulating too. I just thought it was like really fascinating, like how their cordiality with it was like slowly waning away.
Yeah, yeah.
And like by the end, there's like all these like I don't know. I thought subtle implications about things where like Tarkin's like, oh, perhaps I'll tell Palpatine about your valor here. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this is so fascinating to me, and I want to see it explored further.
Totally. I mean, what they do give us, I really do like, and that's a great point about it. Totally does be this thing of at first they're like, oh, am I gonna offend the other person? But
Yeah.
like, actually, we're pretty much on the same page about
Yeah.
stuff. That and yeah, I mean, I love like kind of thinking about that relationship too, like and I forget if Tarkin is in more Clone Wars. I know he is in Rebels later for sure,
Well,
but
he was a welcome addition.
you know, just in that first movie, the relationship between the Imperial officers and Vader and Tarkin and the Emperor is so fascinating to me because
Yeah.
they refer to like when Vader and Tarkin are around each other, they're like, "Hey, keep your dog on its leash" and stuff like that. And like, I don't know, like what I'm sure this is explored in like some books and things like that, but like I would like to see or read, I guess, how what their relationship became and if they
Yeah.
started working together again in the early days of the Empire and stuff, which I'm positive they do have like books about that and stuff, but I haven't read those, and it's an interesting thing to me.
Yeah, it's a really cool like little relationship that I guess like I've not really thought so much about, but yeah, thinking back to the original movies too in the context of it is super interesting. I guess they wouldn't even know that's Anakin in there.
Yeah, yeah. Unless he, you know, told him or
Yeah.
something. Maybe there's
Or
some.
recognize some small little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anakin?
Yeah, maybe there some reference to the Citadel came up, and they. I mean, in the newer books, they love doing stuff like that, where they'll be like, it's like this takes place before the first movie, but after the Clone Wars. So we're gonna have people now like connect Clone Wars things to the original movies,
Yeah.
which can be annoying sometimes, but other times it's super satisfying.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
You know? Which is a weird, such a hard thing to balance. I feel like that fan servicey thing, like it can fall into that, but then it can also be super cathartic and like no, like it is one big connected story. So please, like, give me the connections. Like,
Yeah, I think problem is like a lot of people don't realize as fans like they enjoy a lot of ambiguity in things too.
yeah,
So
yeah,
like obviously they're like I want like answers and connective tissue for parts of things, and it's like well yeah if it's not like as great as the ambiguity was in your mind, then you're really screwed because you're gonna be like oh this is all kind of ruined now.
yeah, totally. And it's also like they choose to tell the stories, or the movies start where they start because that's the interesting part of the story.
Yeah.
Like in general, I mean, you could argue that, but I think that is at least what they're trying. And they're like, look, the area between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, like, yes, there are plenty of interesting stories to be told during that time, but inevitably, like, we can pretty much assume like how that all went. Like,
Yeah.
it, you know, they show what they need to show in the movies, and then the rest is just filling in. That's we've talked about this before, but that's why you need to make new characters for those kind of things, and you can't just rely on like Darth Vader, because it's like, well, we actually know where Darth Vader ends up in the first movie, so he can't like change that much. He's
Yeah.
kind of set on a path, but
Yeah, it'd be weird to show like I don't know. This one day, Vader was actually a good guy.
Yeah,
Again.
yeah.
And then he just like kind of went back to his evil ways until he was a good guy again.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
exactly. Like he's got to be pretty bad the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have like interior thoughts of self-doubt and all that, but yeah. But I mean, the fun stuff in between. I mean, there's plenty of good stories in between the movies and stuff too. So I'm not trying to say that that's like, this whole show is between two movies. So. Um,
I hope Vader has like Padme triggers and things where he's like,
yeah,
"Oh, that reminds me of Padme." Then he just goes nuts and like kills everyone. In his...
that's like I've read a lot of comic books where they like to hit that bell, but it works for me,
Yeah.
man. Him like having a little flashback to like uh her like meeting him in Watto's shop and stuff, and then like that, and then like the funeral, and then like the choking and all like he just has like a montage of memories, and then he'll just be standing at the glass of a Star Destroyer, and then you just see like the glass like crack a little bit.
Man, see, I think he's like such a fun character. Like if I was a writer, I would want to experience him from another character's point of view.
Yeah.
Just because like I think seeing him like that and like working with him maybe even and him being someone like gosh, like he's respected, he's powerful, but also you like don't know what is up with that dude and when he's gonna crack and when he's not. Like he's a little unhinged. Like
He's pretty impulsive and
impatient.
Impatient, yes, yes, and dangerous.
Yeah.
So like just a scary dude to be around, but
and smart. He's like so smart.
Yeah, yeah. The so I've been reading a good chunk of comics from like around this time to see if there are any standouts that we should check out. And you remember the Purge like one-off issue that was him just killing a bunch of Jedi?
It was a Vader killing one?
Yeah.
Not ringing a bell.
It was just like one single issue, and the reason we read it mostly is because it had cool lightsaber combat. Like someone cut his hand off, and then he used the Force to like pull the whole hand with the lightsaber in it to like kill someone else.
I don't remember it. Sorry.
No, it's fine. They just did some like follow-ups, like other little one-off issues with the Purge.
The Purge Forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Forever Purge.
Yes.
Yeah. This is the real Purge. The Forever Purge. Thank you. No, there was just some cool stuff you're making me think of about like that is like sometimes you really get satisfying stuff from actually seeing this of like Vader is a little too focused on just killing Jedi, and Palpatine is all like, hey, like, get over it. Like, there are still a couple Jedi left alive. They cannot do anything to us because they are all scattered and hiding, and like one Jedi, like, what?
Yeah.
What? Like, so just stop worrying about it. Like, you need to be thinking bigger. And then in these issues, which maybe we'll read, but Vader, like, learns how to like indoctrinate a people into liking the Empire and stuff, and that is really interesting to see. And he sets up like schools and things, and it's like look, like this impoverished planet that the Empire was just coming in and like collecting taxes and executing rebels and things like that. The people were all on the side of the rebels because of that, but the whole planet was in such a state of like economic despair that they were like, well, wait a minute, what if we just like made the economy good on the planet? Then the people will start saying, hey, rebels, why don't you just stop, because I can actually feed my child now and send them to school.
Yeah,
like
pretty
interesting stuff.
That's cool. Yeah, I'd like to see Vader leading some of that.
Mm-hmm. It was cool.
I think it's funny when we first started Star Wars, I thought like, and I guess I knew there was iconic lines of him, so I don't know why I thought this, but like I just like thought he didn't talk.
Yeah, I remember
didn't talk that much.
Yeah. No, he's a talker.
Yeah. Jaw.
I mean, and he has like the best lines in the original movies too, other than Yoda, of course.
But I don't alter it further.
Oh yeah, no, he's awesome. But you were saying someone else working with Vader through that kind of perspective. That's what I love about Empire Strikes Back, when you have like Admiral Pyatt and Veers and all those guys that are like Vader's lieutenants, and like the way that some of them are like so scared of him, and then the other ones are like, no, I think I can like be confident and like
see, extra that is interesting, because I remember calling it out at the time too. It's like, don't you guys know anything about him? Like the ones who are like being a little more brass about things. It's like
yeah.
he is choking people out. It's Darth Vader. Like,
Yeah. He actually likes killing people. So, like, don't give him an excuse.
I'm like, if you know anything about the dark side, which maybe you guys don't, but I assume you know the Force to some degree.
Yeah, a little bit
like,
at least.
you know, what emotions he's giving into to sort of give him fuel for all that. They're not the good ones.
And he has to have like a pretty strong reputation by that point for
Yeah.
just like killing everyone that bothers him a little bit.
Truly.
But the Karen Gillan Darth Vader comic that Dr. Aphra is introduced in, and this is no spoiler or anything because this kind of starts in the very early state. A lot of Darth Vader comics focus on him having some kind of plot behind Palpatine's back, or Palpatine has some plot against him that he's kind of trying to like figure out or whatever.
Yeah, and it's a test.
Mm-hmm. He essentially like hires Dr. Aphra to like help him with this whole big thing. And Dr. Aphra is like our POV character for a lot of the Darth Vader comic. And it's like working with him and what is it like to kind of have him as a boss and stuff. And even he kind of like respects her a little bit because she is smart and capable and everything. But it's also like, don't piss me off. But then she's like, okay, so I gotta like figure out how like a contingency plan if he gets mad at me. Like,
gosh. Yeah, even Anakin can be like short with people, especially when he's not getting what he wants. Like, very like stern.
Yeah, and he'll just like immediately go to like, tell me what I want to know, and start like smushing their brain a little bit.
I thought him and Plo Koon were like really gonna get into it when Plo Koon wanted to leave Ahsoka on that planet.
Oh yeah. That was interesting stuff. But then in this, okay, so yes, to get back to the episodes, Plo Koon's also in these Citadel ones.
Mm-hmm.
Ahsoka lies and says that Plo Koon like told her to go on the mission.
Yeah.
Even though Anakin's saying no, it's too dangerous.
Which is kind of bad though, as we see, like there was a plan that she was not informed of.
Yeah, for sure. And she does kind of mess it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But also, we are really seeing Ahsoka be like more and more capable, like every episode in terms of her like agility and fighting in this Citadel episodes. We really get to see her using the 2 lightsabers in a cool way, and she is just like handling business, super capable. It's just been exciting to watch that growth. And then she's also being exposed to Anakin and Tarkin really getting along. And they don't focus on it too much in these episodes, but I can't imagine she loves like what she's hearing from Anakin when he's talking to Tarkin.
No, yeah, and I know there's stuff she says where she's like, I don't like Tarkin. Like, I don't like this guy.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, I was thinking, she's so lucky, and she doesn't even know it, that Obi-Wan has been there this whole time, because I feel like without the influence of Obi-Wan and like a lot of the restraint, and I think even sort of they say it at the end of one of these episodes, like Obi-Wan's all about honor, you know, like what's anything worth if you can't keep your honor while doing this? Just like if he was not there, Ahsoka would probably be a lot more like on the Anakin path. Yeah. And she's a good mix right now, which actually like works out in her favor.
For sure, because they both have like good qualities to learn from. But like, yeah, no, I think you're totally right. I mean, Obi-Wan is one of the only things keeping Anakin in check. Like, yeah.
And he can barely.
Yeah, I mean, he still does whatever he wants, really, but he does at the very least like care a little bit about what Obi-Wan thinks.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ahsoka kills Sobek, and I could be wrong about this, but this might be the first time we've seen her like kill someone. Like, she's obviously taken out droids a million times, but like,
yeah, I guess she kills folks in the next episode too. But maybe this is her first kill,
and for sure in the back, like. Obviously, he's gonna kill Tarkin. It's not necessarily like a dishonorable execution style kill or whatever. Yeah. But
Anakin did this with Satine and Obi-Wan.
Yes. but that's what it made me think of. I was like, oh shit, Ahsoka, you just killed someone, like, and you weren't in a fight with them.
Yeah.
You just killed them.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I think, is definitely the first time we've seen that happen.
Which is, again, super interesting, because in the next episode, she tells Khalifa not to kill... Like, once they get the jump on that one Trandoshan, she's like, no, don't kill him, like, out of anger. Like, don't do that. And to me, it was like, oh, it's because this is no longer, like, a fair fight. Like, they've got him, he's done. To kill him at this point is just, like, it's a dishonorable thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, just kind of interesting that happened episodes right after she does that.
Hey, but, I guess this guy was about to kill someone, but still, I thought about that too. It was pretty interesting.
Although, in that case, again, Ahsoka was kind of pissing me off in that episode with those younglings, just because, like, she was like, no, like, don't kill them there, which totally should have. Take out one of those guys right there. They've been hounding you. They've been tormenting you. They've been killing these younglings. And then later on, when she's fighting with one of them, she's killing them.
Yeah.
I know it's because she's fighting them, and they sort of, like, they're dying through, like, falling off and getting impaled and stuff. But it's like, you're still knowingly putting them in harm's way, in which like, they're gonna die if they fall off this. Like,
yeah. No, you're definitely correct. I do think, and it's a bit of a gray area, but there's that whole thing of, like, yeah, well, if you're in a fight and it's kind of like self-defense rather than, like, you already won the fight and now it's your prisoner and you're not going to, like, execute them.
For sure, but in a situation where the odds are so stacked against you like that and it's, like, survival mode, I feel like the fight becomes a much broader thing. Like, you are still in the fight because you're still in the compound that they have trapped you in.
That's true. Yeah.
With, like, all this weaponry and all the advantage,
Yeah, you are like a prisoner, so it's a different. Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
That's why I was like, Ahsoka, I like what you're doing the rest of this episode, but I just don't like that you told that girl not to do that. And I get it, you're trying to save her Force soul.
Okay. Yeah, because she's about to die. So.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they didn't know that at the time, but
they knew it. She was marked for death.
Yeah. Let me see if I have anything else about Citadel Eps before going on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've jumped forward to that episode like 4 times already.
No. Okay. Little things. Pretty funny when Master Peel is dying and Ahsoka's like holding his dead body and she's like, I lied. I wasn't supposed to go on the mission. He's like, dude, I don't care about that at all. I don't think I've met you before. It was just such a funny time for her to be like bringing that up as a big moment. It's like, no, he actually needs to tell you something important right now, so just be quiet.
He also maybe had other last words he wanted to get off his chest there, but now he just had to fit the information he had, and that was the time.
I lied to my master. Okay, well, I'm dying right now, so... and then also, just because we have literally seen it in this show many times, where they use the Force to help people move across gaps and stuff, like clones, they'll pick them up with the Force and put them on stuff.
Yeah.
Very silly when they had to shoot the cables and climb over the lava pit or whatever. Yeah. It's like, just
it's true.
Lift them over there.
Man, I guess I kind of forgot about it there too. So I'll give them, at least from my perspective, some leeway there. That's so funny though. The writers must always have to be like, okay, guys, let's really think. Could the Force solve this problem right now easily? A normal Force maneuver, would that solve this? Because if not, people are going to wonder why we didn't do it.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like it comes up a lot. I mean, we were talking about that when Quinlan Voss and Obi-Wan are fighting Cad Bane. It's like... Yeah, I feel like the Force could probably come in handy a little more here.
Absolutely.
But, it doesn't really bump me too much. It's always just kind of funny when it's like, gotta get across this gap. Well, we've seen you guys do that in this show with the Force.
Ahsoka also jumps like mountains, dude. Her hops are crazy.
Ooh, and do you remember when Cody climbs on top of that crab droid and starts shooting down on it?
In this episode?
Yeah, in these I think it was in the second or third one. But you know the red crab droids.
No, I don't. I'm not. Those don't even ring a bell.
Um, they were kind of heavily featured in these episodes. But anyway,
Well, maybe the roly ones.
no, they got
I'm
like
thinking of.
6 or 8 legs maybe, and they're red, and they have little eye stalks like crabs.
Hmm.
Well, anyway, he gets on top. He climbs on top of one and like holds his gun down and like shoots on it like that. The exact same like animation essentially happens in Revenge of the Sith. With the crab droid. I know it's just a little reference to that.
Oh, those droids are in Road to the Sith too.
Mhm.
I really don't. They don't ring a bell.
They're on Kashyyyk and also on Utapau, I believe.
Utapau, where's that?
That's where he fights Grievous.
Oh, okay.
Also, little thing, the planet that the Citadel is on, Lola Sayu, looks really cool, I think.
Looks like a half dipped frosting cookie or something.
Yeah. But it's got like the magma core exposed or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, doesn't make any sense at all, but it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, some good Sacy Tin space battle going on in these two.
Dude, I can't. Again, every time the animation in general just keeps getting cleaner and cleaner.
Yeah.
But every time we go into space now, I'm like, this looks so good. Like it could be just in one of the movies.
Yeah.
And I know I've said that again and again, but I'm
It
always
keeps
impressed
getting
by
better,
it.
though,
Yeah.
truly. And the animation in these in general is just good. Like, even the facial stuff, and it's like, man, if you think about how cartoony they kind of were moving and looking at the beginning of this show. I mean, every now and then still, when we have, like, hand-to-hand combat, I think is when I notice, like, the jerkiness of it the most.
Yeah.
But, like, not lightsaber stuff, but just, like, punching stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it does get better and better, and like I feel like Obi-Wan especially, I notice like acting going on in his face a lot. Like,
Yeah, so they did something with the models because I feel like I noticed it in the Anakin model, like when he's turning and stuff, just like different fluidity of motion. Then I'm like, oh, this looks more realistic.
it's cool. Yeah, well, we can move on to the Trandoshan Hunt episodes. Those are called Padawan Lost and Wookiee Hunt.
Wookiee Hunt.
So yeah, this there's some battle going on Felucia, right? And
Yeah, pretty Felucia.
Ahsoka gets split up from Anakin and Plo Koon and gets kidnapped by some Trandoshans.
So embarrassing, by the way, for her to get kidnapped like that.
Yep.
Weak.
I know, with their little energy net.
Yeah.
But it's all just to get us to this sort of most dangerous game scenario. Trandoshans, established and stuff before this, have like a hunting culture where that's like the biggest thing to them is like whoever has killed, like, they're essentially like predators.
Yeah.
And they just go around the universe like hunting the most dangerous game and stuff like that.
This is a little bit like every Spider-Man and Kraven plot.
Yes.
When he captures them.
Yes, for sure. Oh my God, have you read the garbage one where he takes all the animal themed villains and they're all in Central Park? It's
Who wrote it? Nick Spencer?
Yes.
Sounds like a Nick Spencer idea. I don't even dislike Nick Spencer, but I do think that sounds like an idea,
And it's like Ryan Otley art, who I'm sorry, but I'm not a fan of.
Hey, I think his art on Spider-Man's terrible, but I love him in Invincible.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, yeah, I guess that's what I meant. Just for this Spider-Man run, I think it's bad, but it's just so stupid. But anyway, this is fun though. I think.
Yeah,
I like both of these episodes quite a bit actually, and I know you're saying Ahsoka is bothering you a little bit, but I think these are pretty good Ahsoka episodes, and it's just like a simple story. Chewbacca showing up is like actually really fun, I think, and like the action here is really like exciting and different than most of the other action we see.
Yeah, them like all organizing against the Trandoshans was like super satisfying. Them taking down a ship because of it,
Yeah.
super satisfying. There's a lot of cool moments in it.
Yeah, yeah. Blowing up the ship is really cool, and they're like, "What about the prisoners? Oh, we gotta eject everything." I guess Chewbacca was the only prisoner on the ship that time.
I mean, if you got one Wookiee,
Mm-hmm.
that's a pretty dangerous game.
For Trandoshan, I mean, Wookiees is like their favorite thing to hunt too, for some reason. I think they're like close to each other
in strength
in the galaxy. Yeah. Like their planets are close to each other.
I wonder how close they are in strength too, because Chewbacca did go a little hand to hand there for a bit, and seemed to have been like struggling at one point.
Yeah, yeah. I do like that he does the like thing he does to Lando and Empire, where he just starts like choking out someone. Yeah. But I keep thinking like, come on, show him ripping someone's arms out like that. They talk about that so much.
Mm-hmm.
Not even so much, but it has come up multiple times that like Wookiees love to like rip people's arms out of their sockets if they piss them off. I don't think we've ever seen it.
Damn. Well, he did throw someone off of the ship. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I like the sequence though where they, the Trandoshans have these little like hover ATV type things, and where they mind trick the guy that they have prisoner into being like, I need someone to come pick me up, and that's how they like commandeer the vehicle and then get like that. All is just like really satisfying, like action movie type stuff that I enjoyed a lot. And like, grabbing on the edge of the thing while it like spins around weird while they're like trying to get control of it, and then like, okay, we got control now, fire the guns off and stuff. Like it all just was working for me.
And obviously we knew like Ahsoka and Chewbacca are gonna be okay, but like and once Force Khalifa died, once she was gone, like the other, was it 2 or 3 of them?
2. We had a Syrian,
a Twi'lek,
and a Twi'lek.
Yeah, so it's just those 2 left.
Someone from Syria.
Yeah, a Jedi from Syria.
Yeah.
It was so fun and like a little like super tense to watch them go up against a Trandoshan every time they did. Like, because Ahsoka would usually be dealing with one, and then like they'd be dealing with another or something, and it would usually be those 2 like tag teaming one, and like them with their little force burst or whatever versus the Trandoshans was just like so fun to watch, because I don't know, it felt very like, okay, that person's like super powerful, so if they get their hand on you, like you're done, but like you have so many abilities and ways to like maneuver around it, so it's like a game of keep away while trying to like just not get caught by it.
Oh yeah, I mean that when executed properly is like one of my favorite things in fight sequences or action sequences, is when there are like 2 people who are probably equal power, whatever that means, but in very different ways.
Yeah.
And we have to see like a tough brute versus a agile little guy. Like, and obviously that's in 5 billion things, but when it is pulled off well, it's just super satisfying.
I was like, oh my god, like one of them is gonna die here too.
Yeah.
But then I did come to the realization, I was like, well, they already killed one, and they're definitely not going to kill the majority, because then Ahsoka's point is kind of diluted. And, like, it's bad that she, like, told them, like, go and try to do this. So I was like, okay, I guess they can't kill anymore, because then it kind of murkies the episode a little bit.
I don't know if it happens too much in Clone Wars, but I feel like that is something that happens in a lot of movies and stuff, where they're like, no, we have to stand up and fight, and people are like scared because they're like, well, we're gonna get killed in the fight, and then they're just like totally right, like tons of just civilians get murdered.
It's like, I knew myself, I knew I would die if I tried to do it, that's why I was not doing it.
Yeah Like the best option for me to live longer is to like lay low, because I'm not like some all-powerful thing.
But I guess your best option to escape is for them to be distracted while they're mutilating my corpse.
Yeah.
Messed up.
Jesus. But also pretty interesting. I mean, it's just classic Anakin stuff of like, we have to go find her now. But I do like at the end of that first episode, he's kind of like poring over this hollow table or whatever. Like, okay, if we do this and this, and then Plo Koon comes in and he's like, look, man, like, I think she's probably going to be able to take care of herself. Like,
Yeah.
you got to just chill out a little bit.
Kind of an interesting moment from Plo Koon there, and maybe I'm reading too much into it because I was like, man, he's saying one thing, but I also feel like he's trying to tell Anakin the like darker subtext of that, which is like, because the way he says it is like, well, if you trained her the way she's like meant to be trained, and the way that like you are, then she should be fine, right? And I feel like the subtext of that is there's also the possibility she was not trained well, and she's dead now,
and that'd be your fault.
And we still have to move on, though.
Yeah.
I don't know, because again, I see Plo Koon is like, Plo Koon found her.
Yeah.
And was also like, we gotta go.
Yeah, no, I mean, he is who actually has a, like, special connection to her other than Anakin, and he's still pretty cold about all of it, but...
Plo Koon's the Jedi who, like, lives the Jedi code.
Yes, he is code master.
So maybe that wasn't the case, but I just thought it was interesting, like, the way he posited it, because I was like, oh, that leaves it open. Maybe he wasn't saying maybe he just really thought she was alive.
No, I don't think you're wrong. I mean, I feel like he definitely is like, hey, like, I want her to live, and I hope she's gonna make it out of it okay. But if she doesn't, like, sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. What do you want me to do about it?
Also crazy, we didn't like get to explore much in the episodes, but all those other younglings were Jedis too, or Padawans.
Yeah, who are their masters?
Yeah, I guess they died. Like were bad and died, and it was making me think like, oh, are a lot more Jedi's dying in this war than like we see or know?
Yes,
I guess so.
Yeah, because I think there are tons of Jedi Knights that aren't on the Council. You know.
Yeah.
And we see a few of them here and there, but I think a ton die all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Grievous is collecting sabers, so those are dying.
Those two guys we saw Savage Press just take out.
True, yeah. Mm-hmm. Nardwar or whatever.
Nardwar.
Yeah.
Yeah. What there was maybe one. Oh yeah, dude. Well, two little just action things. When they are taking the ship that has Chewbacca on it before they meet Chewbacca, there's a part where one of the Trandoshans, it's the two male younglings that are like fighting this one Trandoshan, and he like, I mean, this just goes along with what you're saying, but it's just a specific moment that I forgot about. But the Trandoshan like throws one of the guys away and like slams him into the side of the ship.
Yeah.
And the other guy uses the Force to like throw his friend.
Yes.
Like a Force punch throw.
Yeah.
Into the Trandoshan.
It's like the fastball really special.
Cool. Yes. And then Chewbacca literally does do a fastball special with Ahsoka at the end of the episode.
Did he?
He throws her up to the top balcony so that she can go fight the other guy.
Oh, dude, that's the moment I was thinking of where I was like, she has insane hops. I forgot she was being thrown there.
Oh, yeah. She still does, though.
Yeah.
She still definitely does.
I think there's a moment, too, where she is also jumping on the ship when they're going to attack it, where she also just, like, does a crazy jump. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you could jump like that.
Yeah. I think she is, like, getting into her jaded era, though, and it is pretty interesting. Or just, like, her disillusioned era, if not necessarily jaded, but, like, because her fight with the leader guy at the end, and he's like, you killed my son, and she's like, come on. Like, you have to, like, understand the context of this situation and stuff. Like, you're not an idiot, you're just pretending to, like, justify your own stuff. Yeah. And then she's, like, so easily gonna kill this guy. Well, not so easily, but it's clear after a little bit that like she's gonna win this fight, and she has this attitude of like, don't make me do this. Like, can you just stop so that I don't have to kill you, and like we're gonna like imprison you, but maybe you can live. Or I mean, she doesn't say any of that, but like that's kind of the vibe I was getting from her face and that whole fight. And then when she does like inevitably have to like throw him out the door off the balcony at the end, it was just kind of this thing of like, oh God, okay, I guess I have to do this. I was trying. And then the way everybody like crowds around his body on the ground and stuff, it was like, I don't know, weirdly like a real moment there.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you be tired though too, man? All the death and destruction, all the little conflicts, familial conflicts you've been a part of, good or bad, like just God, it's gotta get like really taxing on the soul.
Totally. Just to see like all of these, so many different people across the galaxy at like the absolute peak of emotional trouble.
Yeah,
you know,
you just see pain everywhere you go, and it's like still, I don't know. I don't think it's weird to say like when a terrible person is like experiencing pain and sadness, it's like still sad and bad to see.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like
it's still
it's
weird.
Not like you revel in it or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like at best uncomfortable, and like that's if they were like really awful or something.
Right. I mean, I know you kind of like when like Hitler's crying and stuff. You're like, oh, what's wrong?
Yeah,
I actually feel bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what you're saying.
That's like, yeah, that's the example I had in my head. I was just thinking how sad he was in his little bunker towards the end.
He was probably crying before he shot himself.
You think so?
I have no idea.
I wonder what goes through. Well, this is a really dark thought.
What goes through your mind right before you pull the trigger?
Yeah, I was like, well, to get there is like a mental state that I wouldn't understand being at anyway. So I don't want to explore it like too far.
For sure. I mean, and we don't need to, but for sure, his is like probably a selfishly motivated thing of you're like, well, I'm fucked.
Yes.
And they're about to capture me, and I'm gonna be like made an example of as the worst criminal in all of history. So I should probably just go ahead and kill myself.
God, what would they have done with? I mean, they would have executed him.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
But just like a hanging, like.
I don't even know. Did they still do hangings in the 40s? I don't know.
So I was reading this the other day. Like apparently, the U.S. was in charge of a bunch of the assassinations of like Nazis, and they put it all on this one guy who basically lied on his resume to get the job and was like, "No, I know how to do assassinations or executions. I know how to do like, hangman work, etc., etc." And so he fucked up a bunch of like the knots and the nooses and whatnot. Some on purpose, some by accident, just because he wanted to watch like Nazis suffer and choke out to death in a much more brutal way. But like America had to, I guess, hide a lot of the photos of like the autopsies of dead Nazis because it like just looked like we tortured them.
Yeah.
And like that's a bad international look no matter what.
Yeah, for sure. Because like they're already a prisoner.
Yeah.
Like, and definitely some of these guys should probably be executed, but it's like if you're gonna execute them, probably don't torture them.
Yeah.
Like, man, that's wild. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, crazy little fact I learned the other day. I was like, that's not, because it's, to me the crazy fact is like he lied to the U.S. government to get there, and he's like a dude who I think he got kicked out of the military before too, even, and like he had joined the military, and all his friends were like, he just wanted to kill people.
Yeah,
like this dude just loved killing people.
Damn, I mean, there are guys like that. Like, it's freaky. I mean, that's who the CIA like looks out for. Of like, who are the guys who just love killing? Because that's the people that once their tour is finished, we can come up to them and be like, hey, will you like be an assassin for us?
And you know this how?
I feel like it's kind of well documented in a lot of different things. All the people that they would send in and like little strike teams into Venezuela and stuff like that, those are all just dudes from Vietnam that wanted to do more killing.
Just thinking like maybe there's things I don't know about you.
My father was J. Edgar Hoover.
Just sometimes I feel like maybe the government like is trying to keep a tail on me, and you just popped up in my life one day. And
yeah. I was sent by the CIA into
trying to get me to talk about war stuff.
The UCB 301 class.
Yeah. Jumping Jackson. I'm
really undercover. Okay,
yeah.
I'm actually like super tough, violent guy.
That like intercut with your like enhanced interrogation training. You're going to have to work on both ends of the spectrum to get this job done.
Wow. Man, there was some movie, some terrible Amazon streaming movie recently about like hiring improvisers to be
Yeah.
assassins with like Bryce Dallas Howard and Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, my parents told me, they were like, you should watch this.
Yeah, you like the improv stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man,
Right.
it looks really pretty bad if you
Yeah.
can believe it.
Tell you the truth though, dream job. I would love if the government was like, hey, would you like want to do a mono scene for 3 years of your life? I'd be like, yeah, I'd love to do a mono scene for 3 years of my life. That sounds super fun.
Oh boy, I feel like it could be fun for like one day, and then I would be like, I am so stressed out.
Sure. I guess my caveat would be like, I wouldn't want to be in like a gang situation or something like that. Obviously, I don't think I could even act that part. But if it was like something corporate or whatnot, and I had to like be a little corporate espionage
Yeah,
type
yeah.
guy or something, pick up information, look at computer screen, see what I remember and whatnot from them. Like, oh, that's their email and password. It was on that URL browser. I'd rock that.
So you would love to do that for the U.S. government.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, I would be happy to do it for like some like independent like freedom fighting
Yeah.
group that
Mhm.
might be doing it for a good cause. Because I'm just assuming whatever the U.S. government has you doing is probably not like an altruistic thing.
Sure, I guess it's all about perspective because to me, like the U.S. government is the little guy in the big world. Sort of,
I don't feel that way about it.
sort of the freedom fighters, if you will, trying to make the rest of the world free. Because if you think about it, like women and minority in other countries are at a much darker place than they are here. So it actually is probably good if we spread a little bit more American imperialism.
Ooh, complicated bag of or can of worms you've opened here.
Hey, dude,
Yeah.
it's Clone Wars, dude.
Yeah.
Not clone cuddle time or whatever you like to do.
Yeah, this can't be your fantasy world where everything all sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah. Sorry, there's a Syrian Jedi, so you
Yeah,
thought we wouldn't
yeah.
get into real shit?
CEREAN.
Yeah.
Kiadi Mundi.
It's Kiadi?
Well, it's a young Syrian. Kiadi Mundi's a Syrian.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
nice.
Maybe it's Sarian, I don't know. But I wouldn't put it past him. Khalifa is like a super like earth word.
Yeah.
But there's so much sci-fi that's just like, yeah, like Arabic sounds kind of crazy.
To be honest, sometimes I think it's by accident too, just because like it'll be like, okay, well, there's like a Latin root word or something that like kind of sounded like that, and they're
Yeah.
like playing off that, and like language is, it's so broad, but also in like a sense, it's a little limited. I mean, there's like, how many ways can you call a lamp a lamp? You know, not too many. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's like a million different words for it across all the languages, but they all mean the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then there's the other side of language that is like super nuanced and weird, especially in non-Roman or Latin-based languages like you know, like Chinese or Japanese, like
Mhm.
and I don't know enough about this to really even be a good person to talk about it, but I was watching this video about this exclusive to Japan horror RPG adventure game from like the 90s or something, and it hasn't been translated because so much of the themes of the story are pretty intertwined with like the actual Japanese characters and
Oh.
like the way that, because it's a thing that I have noticed from just like anime watching and stuff, that like miscommunication is kind of like a little bit more common, because like there are words that are pronounced the same but like different like enunciation or whatever,
Yeah.
or emphasis like changes the meaning and
Mhm.
stuff. And then also like characters are so complicated that like a little dash on the edge of one could like completely change the meaning from something else. And so uh and then it was telling me about how there's like a naming convention in, and the guy who makes this videos seems to be like pretty knowledgeable about like Japanese culture and stuff, and he's talking about how there's a naming practice when parents name their kids, that they count the amount of strokes that it takes to like draw the characters that will total like add up to like a lucky number or something when
Whoa.
they're like naming someone. So all these things, and it's like, okay, so these three characters together mean this phrase, but the middle character by itself means something kind of different. And like so that whole aspect of it just kind of blows my mind. And
Yeah.
like a non-translatable thing.
So the game is possibly like it's just not going to get translated. There wouldn't be a feasible way to do it
Because
without like I guess explaining to you the context of it'd be like you'd have to learn so much for you to get the game.
yeah, or just make up a new, or be so good at translating that you could make a equally meaningful parallel with the English language, which I think would be really hard.
Yeah.
But because I think it's the name of the game is like the name of the village that these characters are in, but the middle character of that, like in the it's all about like Japanese like industrialization as well, and when like they were like they kind of urbanized this area, they also like changed the name of the city, and so that is all intertwined with like the characters and all that. Like, I don't know, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, a little off topic tangent, but
Man, you reminded me of something that I was just reading about this too the other day. Forget who it was though. I was like I was looking into some scientific concept, I think, because I'm reading Three Body Problem, and I like was like, okay, I want to like understand a little bit more about like the conceptual physics they just dropped on me. And I went to go look at it, and like I was reading about the guy or whatnot, and I was so impressed by this scientist. I was like, wow, he lived like a pretty like he did so much work in this field and like really contributed. It's annoying I can't remember his name. But then I was like, I wonder if this dude ever did like any creative pursuits too, because to me, like from what I'm seeing, he just like it seems so creative within like the framework of science that this is that he was like operating like this.
what like scientific thing was it?
I cannot remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
but because it was a while ago. I think it was when I was watching the show actually. But then I looked up. I was like, okay, well, like, did this guy ever write anything? Like, I'm just curious if he had any creative pursuits. And I was like, no, he didn't like write anything. But like, there was part on his Wikipedia that was like about a language that he was putting together because he thought English was too complex and there was a much better way to simplify it and make it easier to learn. So he's just making a new language out of it. And it was like a passing hobby of his. And it was like, well, most of his work and notes on that is gone, but like what we do have is like pretty interesting, I guess.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that just stuff like that is so fascinating to me when someone's like, oh yeah, well, this isn't like directly translatable into English, but it kind of means like this vibe of something, and it's like, wow, how is that possible?
Yeah.
I mean, I know that it is possible. I'm not saying like you're wrong for saying it's not directly translatable. It's just like a bizarre thing to wrap your head around. Like,
yeah, I was actually talking about this with a Lyft driver the other day too, because I don't know how he got into this, but he was like, well, I'm trying to practice my English. And I was like, oh, I'll practice my Spanish because I'm trying to practice my Spanish a little more. And we were talking about some of the like complications of the language. And he was saying like, well, in Spanish, for example, like, you know, like the street lamps outside. It's like, what would you call that? And we were saying, yeah, it's a street lamp. And he was like, well, in like Spanish though, there's like 3 different types of street lamps, so there's like different names for them or whatnot. So depending on like what you say, you could be like incorrect by just calling it a street lamp. But here you don't really have like classification for it. And we were like, yeah, that's weird. Why is there like some things have much more nuance to it in one language than it's like a non-issue in another language even?
Yeah, totally. I heard something like, oh, I the specifics of this could be wrong, so whatever, but something like, oh, Genghis Khan and the Mongolians had like 47 words for killing.
Yeah,
something like that.
They're using it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think how many words I can come up for killing.
I mean, we have a lot.
Yeah. I mean, especially if you get into like the specific acts, like disemboweling. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Slaughter, murder, kill,
Execute,
assassinate.
freaking unalive.
Drain their life force.
Yeah. That's one word.
You think they were using that?
Yeah.
Drain their life force. They would say it.
Yeah, say it fast is one thing. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else about the Clone Wars eps?
No, we went on a big little tangent there.
That's
That
okay.
was kind of fun.
No, I don't mind at all. I just was thinking like I don't think I have anything else to say about them.
No, we also talked about it a lot earlier.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. For sure. We'll have to put a pin in next time because I'm not sure. I guess I'll ask you, would you want to just roll on into season 4 of Clone Wars, or do you want to have like a comics episode break?
I kind of just want to watch more Clone Wars.
Hey, that's cool with me.
Maybe I don't want to stop the momentum of it.
3 episodes of Clone Wars and like a small bit of comics.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay, cool. Because really, I'm thinking of like 3 total issues of comics.
Okay, yeah. As long as they're not like super lengthy ones, because it'll be a little hard to find time probably to watch episodes and read like longer comics.
No, they're just like, 22-page issues.
Okay, all right. Just because sometimes one issue is 48 pages is what I'm saying.
No, you're right. These are just regular old issues, and they're pretty breezy too.
Okay, all right, nice.
But I think it's good to check in with the state of Star Wars comics.
Yeah, this is like 2000s comics too.
2010 now.
Oh, okay.
We're into like 2010, 2011.
So I don't think I've read anything of Star Wars in that for comics in that time. So that'd be interesting.
No. Yeah, I think it's good to just see what the scope of them is at the moment. I've been reading a bunch of them, and most of them are not great. They're just kind of okay. A
lot of new characters to play with though in the comics. So I'm sure like the writers had a good time.
Yeah, true. But so many of them are focused on or new characters for comics. But once the new like 2015 Marvel stuff starts, we'll probably start reading a lot more comics because that's all like canon continuity stuff.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.